Have you ever wondered how to make a teapot? Well, today I'm going to teach you. The first step is to wedge the clay. Before wedging, the clay has different consistencies throughout, which we want to homogenize. The body of my teapot is going to be about 3 pounds. Though not essential, it's always wise to weigh your clay. I prefer ram's head wedging for smaller amounts of clay like this. Some tools I would recommend would be a sponge, a wire tool, a wood tool for trimming away the skirt, and a chamois leather. The centering of the clay can be a big challenge for beginners, but once you get it, it becomes easily one of the most satisfying parts of the throwing process. Some tips I would recommend are using a lot of water, coning up and down, and being patient. The next thing we want to do is open up the pot. Make sure to keep at least 1/4 inch of width at the bottom of your pot for trimming later. If you're unsure of the thickness, you can use a pin tool to check the depth. As I pull up the walls, my outer hand is doing the grunt of the work, and my inner hand is really just stabilizing the piece. Do your best to apply even pressure and not move your hands until they've done one full rotation around the piece. When shaping, it's a good idea to take your time and really ease the shape into the pot rather than rushing it. The shaping stage is a really easy time to mess up and go too thin, collapsing your pot. Once I'm happy with the shape of my pot, I clean up the base with the wooden tool and hydroplane the piece off the wheel with water using the wire tool. The next thing I throw is the lid. I use calipers to measure my lid, making sure it'll actually fit inside the teapot, which is surprisingly hard. I throw it upside down so it looks like this once I'm done. Then I must wait a day or two while these pieces dry to a leather hard state. After the body has dried, it's time to trim it. This is the trimming tool that I use. Generally, I'm a big proponent of trimming my pieces as thin as possible, but teapots are one of the few exceptions because they get filled with boiling water, which if you're not careful, can really burn your hand. I also like to trim a foot into my pieces. It's an easy thing to make your piece look that much more refined. But be careful not to go too thin. If done right, it'll look like your piece is almost floating off the ground. The next thing I like to make is the spout. Technically, this is one of the hardest parts of the teapot because of how small and delicate it is. The spout should have an aggressive taper. This will force the tea into a steady stream. A common beginner mistake is making the teapot spout hole too big, which will make it not pour as well. I like to add knobs to my lids. I scratch up both the lid and the piece of clay I'm going to attach, using water to dampen them and also slip if I have it, and then shape it into a pleasing shape, also thinking about the shape of the entire pot. Then I pull my own handles, thinking about what a comfortable shape will be once it's on the pot. I puncture holes into the side of the pot where I want the spout to be. You can also do one hole. There's pros and cons to both, but I won't get into that. I then attach the spout to the body, doing my best to blend them seamlessly together. I also attach the handle the same way, trying to make it have a nice interior curve, but still be in line with the spout. Additionally, I like to attach a spiral made out of a little section of the handle as a thumb rest. I sign my work. You can either use the pin tool or I use an actual pin, and there you have it. The perfect teapot.